Every year, more than 2 billion liters of orange juice are consumed worldwide. In Brazil alone, the world's largest producer, about 600 liters of orange juice are consumed every minute. Valued at approximately $30 billion, this market is expanding into more and more countries, especially the United States and European countries. But do you know how this popular juice is produced? In this video, you'll see all the stages of orange juice production, from the harvesting of the fruit to the final packaging. It all starts, of course, with the orange. But it's not just any orange. Juice industries use specific varieties such as Para, Valencia, and Natal oranges, which are grown to have the ideal amount of juice, a good balance between sweetness and acidity, and a vibrant color. Brazil, just so you know, is one of the largest producers and exporters of orange juice in the world. And most of the production is concentrated in São Paulo and Minas Gerais. Orange growers work all year round to make sure the trees are healthy and producing quality fruit, which involves taking care of the soil, irrigation, and protecting the plants from pests and diseases. When the oranges reach the ideal point of ripeness, which is when they are juiciest and at the peak of their flavor, it's time for the harvest. The harvest can be done in two main ways, either manually or mechanically. Manual harvesting, although slower and with higher costs, allows for a more careful selection of the fruits, minimizing damage. On the other hand, mechanical harvesting, which uses machines that shake the trees to drop the oranges, is much faster and more efficient for large volumes, being the most common method on large properties supplying the juice industry. The harvested oranges are then taken to sorting and loading platforms, where an initial inspection is carried out to remove visibly spoiled or defective fruits. When they arrive at the factory, the oranges don't go straight to juice extraction. They go through a series of inspection and cleaning steps to ensure that only the best fruits are processed. From there, the pre-selection process begins, where the oranges are inspected again. Fruits that do not meet the quality standards, such as those that are too green, rotten, or damaged, are separated. The approved oranges move on to the washing process. Washing is a fundamental step to remove dirt, dust, leaves, and any residue from the surface of the oranges. Usually, the fruits are immersed in water tanks or go through high-pressure sprays. Once dried, they are sent for a new visual inspection, often done by employees stationed along conveyor belts. They check if any dirt or defect went unnoticed in the previous steps. Only the perfect oranges move on to the next stage. We've reached the most iconic stage, juice extraction. The extractor machines are true works of engineering. There are different types, but the general principle is the same: to extract the juice from the pulp while minimizing contact with the peel. This is essential because the orange peel contains oils and components that can make the juice bitter if they are mixed in large amounts. One of the most common methods is the cup extractor, or chop and squeeze. In these machines, the orange is cut in half by sharp blades. Next, the two halves are squeezed simultaneously by two concave cups that close over the fruit. The juice is collected at the bottom, while the peel and pomace are separated. The technology is so advanced that the process is incredibly fast and efficient, extracting most of the liquid without crushing the peel too much. After extraction, the raw juice, still with bits of pulp and seeds, is collected. It's fresh juice, but it's not ready for consumption yet. It needs to go through a few more purification steps. The freshly extracted juice contains several solid components, such as seeds, larger pieces of pulp, and membranes. To obtain a more homogeneous juice with the desired texture, it goes through a sieving or filtration process. The juice passes through fine screens, leaving behind the seeds and unwanted pieces. The level of filtration varies according to the type of juice you want to produce. Some juices keep a little more pulp to give a homemade feel, while others are completely free of particles. The pomace and seeds left over from this process are not discarded. The industry seeks to make the most of every part of the fruit. The pomace, for example, can be used to produce animal feed, fertilizer, or even for energy generation. The essential oils from the peel, which were separated during extraction, are collected and can be used in the cosmetics industry, cleaning products, or to give a more intense aroma to the juice itself in later stages. Even after sieving, the juice may still contain fine suspended particles. To improve its appearance and stability, it can go through centrifugation. In this process, the juice is placed in equipment that spins at high speed, forcing the heavier particles to settle at the bottom. The result is a clearer juice with less sediment. Clarification is a step that can be used to remove even more particles, including some that are not visible to the naked eye. There are different clarification methods, including the use of flocculating agents, substances that help particles clump together so they can be removed more easily. The goal is to obtain juice with the desired appearance and a longer shelf life. Now that the juice is clean and clear, it's essential to make it safe for consumption and extend its shelf life. That's the purpose of pasteurization. This process consists of heating the juice to a high temperature for a short period of time and then cooling it quickly. Pasteurization has two main objectives: eliminating microorganisms, since heat kills bacteria, yeast, and fungi that may be present in the juice, ensuring it is safe for consumption and preventing it from spoiling quickly. One of the most important and strategic steps for the juice industry is concentration. Why concentrate the juice? Mainly for logistical and economic reasons. Concentrated juice takes up much less space and weighs less, which drastically reduces transportation and storage costs, especially when it comes to exporting to other countries. The concentration process involves removing part of the water from the juice. This is usually done by vacuum evaporation. The juice is heated in vacuum chambers, which causes the water to evaporate at lower temperatures than normal. The result is a thick and viscous liquid with a much higher concentration of solids. This concentrated juice is then stored in large refrigerated tanks, often for long periods, until it is needed for final production. When the concentrated juice is going to be packaged for sale, it goes through the dilution stage. Here, potable water is added back to the concentrate in the exact proportion to restore the original concentration of the juice. That is, so it has the same solids content and the same consistency as the freshly extracted juice before concentration. It is at this moment that sweetness and acidity are adjusted, if necessary, to ensure a consistent flavor standard in all batches. At this stage, ingredients can also be added for final adjustments, such as a bit of natural orange flavor, those essential oils that were recovered from the peel at the beginning of the process to enhance the flavor, or vitamins and minerals such as vitamin C to enrich the product nutritionally. With the juice ready and standardized, it's time to put it in its final containers. The juice is filled into the containers quickly and precisely, minimizing contact with air. Next, the packages are hermetically sealed, meaning that air and external microorganisms cannot get in. With the juice properly packaged, the containers move on to the labeling stage. After labeling, the individual packages are grouped and packed into bundles, boxes, or pallets, depending on how they will be distributed. And that was today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.